There's a moment in this process when the biggest tasks are behind you. The house is cleared, cleaned, and sold. Those pressures have lifted. And for a brief window, things feel manageable. Then the money becomes real. I don't think it matters how close or distant a family is before a loss. When an estate moves toward distribution, something shifts. Old dynamics resurface. Old patterns return. For me, the early weeks after my father passed had brought something unexpected. A real conversation with my brother. A moment of genuine softness. Common ground I hadn't felt in a long time. I held on to that. But as the trust continued moving forward, that softness gave way to something else. The tone changed. Demands appeared that had no basis in the trust itself. Suggestions were made that, looking back, would have put me in a difficult position as executor had I followed them. I'm grateful I trusted my instincts. I'm grateful I stayed true to my role. What I kept returning to was simple. The trust was written for a reason. My parents made their decisions carefully and deliberately. My role was not to appease. My role was to honor what they put in writing and carry it forward with integrity, regardless of the pressure coming from outside of it. That is easier to say than it is to do in the middle of it. Because this isn't a stranger on the other end of those conversations. It's family. Someone you grew up with. Someone you once looked up to. When that person turns their frustration toward you, it lands differently. Grief does strange things to people. I believe that. I also believe that some patterns existed long before the grief arrived. The grief simply gave them more room to move. What helped me was remembering who I was in that role. Not who my brother needed me to be in those moments. Not who the frustration wanted me to be. But who my parents trusted when they put my name in that document. I kept returning to that. The family dynamics did not end when the executor work slowed down. In some ways, they were just getting started. But I had something steady to stand on. The trust, my integrity, and the quiet knowledge that doing things right matters more than doing them fast or doing them to please someone else. That steadiness didn't come easily, but it came, and it was enough. I'm Paige, and this is Living with What Remains. There's a Substack article that accompanies this. Look in the About Me section for the link. Next week, I want to talk about something that surprised me. The moment I realized that grief had been quietly waiting for me to finally be still enough to feel it. I'll see you then.